Hello friends. So as promised, I'm not defaulting on today's session and would like to propose a very interesting hypothesis on how do we actually balance necessities and possibilities. So come to think of it, first let us dig deeper into the question. Like, what is the question here? What is the problem here? So when I say that we do have necessity, that essentially we all know that we need to earn money, we need to have relationships, we need to live in the society, we need to take care of our body. So given all these necessity, is there any way that we can realize our possibilities? Just to phrase it differently, so let's say we need money. So is there a way to earn money which allows us to explore our possibilities? And the second is similarly, let's say we need to have a relationship. So is there any way that this need of having a relationship can help us explore the possibilities of that amazing feeling of love? And then we need to have we have a necessity of living in the society, but can we convert that necessity into the possibility of let's say exploring our own self? With this question, I think the text which actually allows us, which actually help us to answer this particular dilemma, I think the best text available is in Gita. So in Gita, the first chapter, it starts with the fundamental question that this guy Arjun gets so amazed and I would say overwhelmed by this whole idea of fighting with his own kids and kins, and also for this stupid goal of getting the kingdom and all that thing. So he get overwhelmed and then he reach out to Krishna and he asks Krishna. He basically surrender and he tells that why should I fight for all this thing? Because even if I win, this is a big victory, and I am not going to get any happiness out of it, and I will be doomed to hell if I fight today. And Krishna says that's a necessity. Krishna says that war is a necessity at this stage because the adharma, the wrongdoing in this world is increasing, and you at this point of time has a role of a warrior, and so it's a necessity for you to fight. And the way he put that necessity into a way to explore Arjuna on possibilities is an amazing text. And I think we all should think of Gita as a guide to have to learn strategies to balance between necessities and possibilities. So I'm actually planning a series on Gita, and maybe I'll do it early next week. But just to give you a little bit of hint, like how do we manage that the balance between necessities and possibilities? So what Krishna says that in a second chapter, that he basically first of all remove the ignorance from the Arjuna mind, and he actually provides Arjuna with a transcendental knowledge, and he tells Arjuna that you know what, this all is been happening. It's basically what you and me are in this whole scheme of thing are essentially puppet, and I mean this all is fixed. But when I say it's all is fixed, is essentially that let's say it's like in a movie hall you have 10 movies to choose from. So those 10 movies are fixed, but you have a choice to choose which movie you want to see, and depending on which movie you see, you again have a choice to choose from next 10 movies. So in that sense, number of movies are fixed, but you have a viveka and you have a choice and you have a flexibility to choose which movie you want to see, and depending on which movie hall you enter, you again sort of pass out to have another 10 movie hall. So in that sense, it's a little bit difficult concept to understand, but but please appreciate that number of movies are fixed. So the kind of futures, the kind of present futures we can have are fixed, but we have a choice to choose which future we want. So he tells Arjuna that at this point of time you have the options of just not fighting the war versus actually exploring this war as a way to explore your possibility. And the way you do it is by enunciating the goal, the desire of the goal of winning the war. So he basically tells Arjuna that as long as you don't have a desire and attachment toward the outcome of your actions, you are free from all the bondages of necessities. And I and it's not that it's philosophical. Come to think of it, in our daily life, I mean, what do we enjoy the most? I think for me at this point of time, upbringing my childrens are the most fun thing I do. And I think of it, I actually don't have any desire. And just because I don't have any desire from them, and I have expectation, I have a hope, I pray to God that they all have a good future, but essentially I don't have a desire or any sort of expectation that my children should become doctor and then they should help me in my old age and all that thing. And just because I don't have any, maybe I have, and subtly I might have some desire, but the reality is, just because I'm not, I'm just focused in a moment of giving them the best I can give without thinking too much of future, I'm able to enjoy this act of upbringing, raising my child to the maximum extent. What if I can apply the same theory in my job, in my relationships, in my social interaction, and just do the selfless act, and the act which is needed the most in the world. So if I need to earn money, can I actually find a job where by doing that job I'm making this world a better place? If I have a necessity of having relationships, can I actually give part of me to that person and make that person happy, and in turn explore this amazing feeling of love, which is a total surrender and devotion, and not the feeling of non-expectation. And similarly, if I have to live in this society because I alone can't survive, because there's so many needs, so can I explore this necessity to have possibility of identifying my own self, the way I act in different scenario, and use that insight to make me a better person. So I think the basic message for today is, uh, there's we don't actually need to view necessities as a necessary evil. I think we just have to see necessities as a necessary support for us to explore our possibility. And with this mindset, we can actually, I think, will meet the necessity in the best possible manner and move forward in our framework of possibilities as well. So with this thought, I urge you to take your copy of Gita. If you don't have one, buy one, and maybe let's go to these chapter together. With this hope, thank you very much. Have a great day.